It is the final day of Tour de Fleece. Let's get our final sprint on. Channeling our inner Jasper Philipsen. And while it is the final sprint of this tour, it is clearly not the final sprint of this fleece. I will have to spin this on another moment. Maybe Tour de France fun? No, actually, I was already getting my sprint on. As you can see, I've got 2 more bobbins with 2 more skeins on them. And I have filmed it, but I was trying to remedy the sound issues that I had on Sunday's vlog, and well, now there was no sound at all. So we're going to have to do with this potato quality for the final vlog of Tour de Fleece. That is so sad, actually. This is not sad. We have 2 more beds that we're now going to apply, and then well, we'll have another skein probably around noon or something. It's now 11 in the morning. Noon? I don't know how you say that. It's 11 a.m. In the afternoon I will be having a crafternoon with my friends, but I mean, I did choose the life where my face is publicly on the internet, but they didn't. So the only filming I will be doing is now. However, I will show you what I might have spun during that crafternoon as well. Anyway, let's get flying. Now, next to a Sunday and the final day of Tour de Fleece, it is also today the Belgian national holiday, 21st of July, on which we celebrate that on the 21st of July 1831, our first king, Leopold I, was inaugurated. And how do we celebrate this? Well, there will be a military parade in Brussels, but there also will be like religious services in all of our cathedrals. And there has been a question that wondered if the Flemish or the Walloon part were more likely to be Protestant. And what's that? Protestant? Oh, no. Protestantism is in the entirety of Belgium a minority religion. We are quite Catholic. It has been the case that during the War of Religion, all the Catholics fled south, i.e. to Belgium, and all the Protestants fled north, i.e. to the Netherlands. However, what is historically the case is that people in Wallonia were more likely to be socialist in their political ideologies than Catholic. Well, Christian Democrats, I should say. Just because there were more factories in Wallonia and more farmlands in Flanders historically. Right now it kind of has evened out, even though the more socialist tendencies of Wallonia are, I mean, it's a bit more than in Flanders still. Belgians do like to call themselves Burgundians when it comes to our food, eating and drinking culture. And while it is true that everything we are known for isn't exactly food that is good for your, figure. Fries and waffles and chocolates and beer. Yay! That's Belgian culture, or food culture, in a nutshell. But I might get my Belgian nationality revoked when I say that I don't like beer. I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol, actually. I also don't like chicory and Brussels sprouts, which are 2 of our most famous cultivated vegetables. However, the quote-unquote national dish that I like the most is Flemish carbonade with fries, stoofvlees friet, and a good dollop of mayonnaise. I think it is the most comfortable comfort food that you can find. If I find a good recipe in English, I will post it in the description so you can all enjoy the goodness that is Flemish carbonade. The power of the Vlam van Ham is with me today, and we have finished plying another skein, and it is just about lunchtime, so I'm going to eat lunch and skein this up and tell you how much it is. So this skein was 1 wrap around my niddy noddy longer than the one from yesterday, which makes it 259 meters long. Which also means if I had done these as a 4-bed skein again, this would have been more than 500 meters. Yet again, another big chungus. But now they're just 2 solid good skeins. Anyway, it's only like 1 p.m. I'm not going to film anymore. I'm going to spin more. Exciting to see what else might lie in the future. See you. Bye. We made a 6th skein on our final day of Tour de Fleece. Yes, we did a successful sprint. Was it a mass sprint? Have you been sprinting as well? Anyway, this one over here is 240.8 meters. Might be the smallest of the Blue Texel skeins, but you know, I didn't think I would get like the previous one, the 5th skein, so having even a 6th skein is miraculous. It's a Tour de Fleece miracle! Yes, I am exceedingly happy about that. 6 skeins of Blue Texel, that is... it's perfect, because I cannot find where I wrote it down, but I deciphered, calculated somewhere that I needed 6 skeins approximately for the sweater I want to make. Anyhow, it is apparently way too late for my brain to function, so I will see you tomorrow for all the calculations and also the wet setting, thwacking, you know, the finishing up of this yarn. You will not believe what just fixed my audio. Charging the receiver. Even though it wasn't saying that it needed charging, but charging the receiver magically fixed the audio. Hey! Anyway, now for the part that you are actually coming to this video for, the numbers. In an actual out-of-character move, I have written down the numbers for all my skeins, so that makes totaling them actually a little bit easier. Why I never did this before is beyond me, but it must probably have something to do with the fact that my brain is utter chaos. Anyway, let's start with the Suffolk. We have this one over here, that is 305.2 meters. When I said in the previous video that the total of skeins that I made was quite heavy, then, well, this bit is already 720 grams. Neat! And those 720 grams are 1,469.4 meters of yarn, of actual yarn. Now, that also means that those 1,469.4 meters have gone through my fingers 3 times. First single, second single, and then the ply. That makes 4,408.2 meters of yarn, of Suffolk yarn, that has run through my fingers on the spinning wheel. I think this is about as much as I normally did during a Tour de Fleece. But this was my tour of multiple fleeces, so now for the Blue Texel. This is over 2 kilometers of yarn. But that means that I spun 6 kilometers, 119.4 meters of Blue Texel. Well, well, well. That's actually quite impressive. I'm always like not believing this. I kind of want to count this again. So, no, it's correct. This is 2,039 meters of yarn. For sure I'm going to be able to make that sweater that I'm eyeing. However, it is only 100 grams more than the Suffolk. It is 820 grams. I did spin a lot thinner, that's evident. And then for the pollen gold, we know that that is approximately 100 grams because the braid was 100 grams. This might not look as much in the grand scheme of things, of all the things that I spun during Tour de Fleece, especially in comparison to whatever is lying here, but actually this is comparable to this chungus. This is 362.75 meters of yarn. Sweet, 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 sweet. So that means that lying on this here table, I'm going to try and get it all in the shot, is approximately 3,871.95 meters. So nearly 4 kilometers of yarn is laying over here, which of course means that I spun almost 12 kilometers. There was 12 kilometers of yarn that went through my fingers. So as I have said before, one single, the second single, and the ply. If you count all that together for all these skeins, it is 11,615.85. Wow. I'm silenced a little bit by that. The spinners amongst you know that plying a yarn, getting it off the bobbin on the niddy noddy, is not finishing your yarn. I'm going to wet set all of my skeins, but also I made these nice little labels. How am I going to discern all my skeins from one another? Well, I thought of a little system of adding a number of beads to them and writing the number of beads on the card. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add some beads to my skein, pop them in the water, and then we'll thwack it. Because of course we have some pent-up aggression somehow. No, that's rather picturesque, isn't it? All these skeins drying in a tree. So yeah, now I am left with some Tour de Fleece cleanup. Let's make this place a little bit tidy before we can start new projects, new adventures and new videos. This was it, my friends, my fair goblins and gentle frogs. Yeah, this was Tour de Fleece 2024. And of course, as with every adventure, the most important were the friends that we made along the way. And it is time to talk a little bit about Team Chaos Goblin and how they have fared these past 20-something days. Maybe you do remember my enthusiasm at the very high numbers of kilometers we might be able to get, and we did reach an incredible number. Team Chaos Goblin collectively spun 116 kilometers of yarn. In the form, as I have explained before, my own yarn, when you count every single and then the ply. That's amazing. If I travel 116 kilometers eastward from where I live, I am in a completely different country. As of now, when I am recording this, the numbers are still being crunched, but if there are some very cool statistics that I want to share with you, I will share them now on screen. And furthermore, enjoy a nice compilation of all the yarns that have been produced during Tour de Fleece by Team Chaos Goblin. I also just really want to give my heartfelt thanks to the members of Team Chaos Goblin, because this has frankly been the most wholesome Tour de Fleece that I have ever participated in. The love that was shared through the Secret Santa and then all the support on the Discord. You guys are top tier goblins. And then this is the end. And I say my usual words, that if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course, that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. And if you're still not tired of Tour de Fleece, here are the playlists of last year and the year before that. Bye!